All right, we ain't just gonna put anybody up on a panel.
Hey, listen, I want to be honest with you because we're best friends. Like you're in my fucking profile picture, bitch.
Yes,
Anyway,
bitch.
if someone comes up here that I don't want to be like, I'm very
That's what I
sensitive to
said.
this
We're
subject.
going to watch who we allow up. Yes.
But listen, I love you. I always come on your panel. You know that we have the best of times. But if I
Yes.
see something that this is a very sensitive subject right now to everyone, and I respect everyone's opinion. Y'all can think what y'all can say whatever y'all want to about me. Y'all don't have to like me. I don't care. I don't give a shit. But if I feel uncomfortable, I will drop down. And I'm just telling you
Okay.
that
Well,
now.
you got mod powers, so you shouldn't
I
feel
do.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You got full mod
If
powers,
Mimi comes in
even
here
to.
starting on me, then I'm gonna have a fit.
We're not gonna have that. They can't just come up.
I will listen to anybody, even on the opposite side. I don't care. But I know Mimi is an opt, and I don't want Mimi up here because she tried. For one, I want to tell you something about Mimi. No one called. I will show messages that me and Mimi have together. She said that we were trying to like call her work. I didn't even know Mimi worked. I didn't even know she worked. And I told her in my messages that I literally have screenshots of. Mimi messaged me like a couple of times and I said I would never do that to you, Mimi, and I would never allow that.
Right.
And this was like a month and a half ago, and then she's bringing up in the last couple of days. She's like,
Well, I
"Oh,
just thought Mimi
I
would
want to know your
realize
lawyer
that
too, Wilson, because
whenever.
they called my work. We never called Mimi's work. I don't care enough about Mimi because I know she wants to stay relevant in any means possible. I don't care enough about her to call her work. She can go on with her life and her TMZ magazine. I don't give a shit about Mimi. I don't care. I
I
don't give a
know.
shit. But what I do care about is I care about Katie, I care about Mandy, I care about Jen, I care about everybody. And at one point, you know what? I cared about Wilson until I started seeing lies. And
I
it
know.
wasn't supposed to be public. It was not, no, it wasn't supposed to be public. We found out what we found out, and we weren't even going to say anything about it. Wilson brought it public. So I'm sorry, but over 3 days of time, we've got so many hate messages, so much like just people saying that we're terrible people, and we never, ever,
Don't stay in
ever
the
were going
chat,
to say
please.
these things about Wilson.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all going to get sued? Okay. Really? Bet me. Bet me. Come up here on panel then. Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. Really? Really, we're gonna get sued? Well, I will counter sue. I will counter sue for defamation of character. How about that? I'm in the Commonwealth of Virginia, bitch. Fuck you. I didn't look her. Chloe, Chloe, do you really want to go there? I thought you were my friend. I'm not sorry for involving myself and looking someone up that got close to me that was lying about, literally lying about taking care of people, not even people, but children that are dying. She made it up. She made it up. She's not a nurse. What are you talking about? Are y'all crazy? Oh my God, bro. I haven't spoken 3 days. I spoke a little bit yesterday and I dropped off, and now I'm here. I'm answering questions. What do y'all want to know?
Like it's embarrassing. For
It
what?
is embarrassing. It's embarrassing. She's not a nurse. Dude, I have a really big problem with someone saying that I have a 6-year-old autistic son. I have a 12-year-old daughter. And at one point, I almost lost my daughter. She was on hospice and oh my God. She was on hospice at one point 12 years ago. I sit in the hospital in NICU with her. This hits home to me, and to find out that this person that I got close to personally, and I've seen the
Bashana,
lies.
calm down. Calm
No,
down, honey.
it's
I
not
get what you're
funny to
saying.
me. This is not
Yeah, but
funny. We
listen to
never
me.
did this to her, Dreamer. We
But
didn't
listen
do
to me,
this.
please. Okay, listen to me. It doesn't, here's the thing. It doesn't matter if she's a nurse or not. It is not okay to go look up information on people for whatever
Well,
reason.
I've been waiting for this moment all night. I'm going to interrupt you, Dreamer. These same people who are sitting on panels praying for her because they've checked in her are the same fucking people who have sat on this same app for the last 2 years, dug into my nonprofits, called hospitals seeing if I worked at them to try to get me to lose my job, posted my family on this app, went after me in every aspect of my life, but up here praying for her today because people looked her up to see if she was a nurse. It's when is it okay and not okay? Because I'm tired of the fucking hypocrisy on this app. Is it just do as I say and not as I do, or just do when I
What?
fucking feel like it?
Yeah,
And it depends on who we're gonna
funny.
do it to.
It's not funny.
Jen, that's just what I'm saying. You're a prime example. It wasn't okay. It's
not
never
okay.
okay.
It's
No,
not
it's
okay.
not.
No, it's not
at all.
okay. It's not okay. It's not okay ever. All these girls did was quietly looked up a license. These same Salzardi, Mimi, everybody who's up here fucking praying, having prayer circles today over it, have literally built their fucking app, their TikToks off of trying to destroy me and get into my life, talk about my kids, my
Thank you.
nonprofits, my jobs, everything else. But today they're going to have a prayer circle about somebody getting their license checked.
Thank you.
Get the
Thank
fuck
you.
out of here with all the bullshit and all the, not the same to you, Dreamer, but I'm so pissed. I sat at work and watched this fucking bullshit
It's
all
terrible.
day long.
It's fucking terrible.
Yeah, it is. I want Sal to say another
It's fucking
motherfucking
terrible.
thing
It's
because I
been
know about
affecting
your
us.
mama and daddy issues too, bitch, and we can talk about
Yeah.
you all day now if you want
Yeah.
to, or Mimi. But it's okay. Mimi's gonna pray for her today.
Yeah.
She's gonna
Right.
pray for her, but she's built
Right.
her fucking platform off of trying to destroy my life and dig up my ass
Yeah.
and make up lies about my life. But today we're praying about it.
Right.
The hypocrisy that I've watched on this app today is disgusting.
Thank you. It's so fucking disgusting. It is. It's nasty. Like, it's really hurt me. Like, Zombie has not got any sleep. She's not 8.
And I don't, hold on, I don't need to fucking be relevant here. I have a great life. There's a mother here who just is telling you guys that she had a child on hospice, and she had a friend who was faking being a hospice nurse, talking about children passing away every day. But
Guys,
that's okay.
Katie wants you to go to her live.
This is not funny.
No, it's not about me. I'm talking about the
Katie
hypocrisy
live?
that you guys are
Yeah,
giving
Katie
these
Cakes
girls
is live. She wants you
a
guys to
wrath
go
Okay,
to her
we're
live.
coming.
These girls don't deserve the wrath of shit that they're getting over this.
This means so
You
much
know?
to me, and it's not funny. It's not funny, and it's not okay.
No, it's not. You guys shouldn't be getting all this shit. They don't care when anybody else does it, but now all of a sudden everybody's grown a conscience. Get out of here with this.
It's really terrible that people that like Wilson got really close to our group.
Spicy?
She really got close to our group, and I, as a mother who had a child, she's almost 13 now. I have a 6-year-old. That's he's my autistic son, and he was healthy actually when he was born. But I remember when I gave birth to my daughter, and she was only 2 pounds and 9 ounces because I had scar tissue built up in my placenta and all these things. And I was a single mom in NICU with her for 2 months by myself in a different state with her.
I can't even imagine.
I had no money at all. I didn't even have money for a car seat for her to take her home, and all these things. And I didn't even know if she was going to live. And so I gave when Wilson was telling me all these things, I commended her. I thought she was just like the most perfect person. Absolutely. I praised her. And then things started going. I started seeing things over a little bit of time. I started seeing things, and I was like, this is not correct. Like, going back in my, just thoughts and stuff, I was like, but I kept it to myself. I was like, I don't want to jump the gun. I don't want to do this to her because I don't want to be wrong and say something, because that's very sensitive, Maybe I'm wrong. But then other people started saying, hey, we're seeing discrepancy here too. And amongst ourselves, as we thought, wasn't amongst ourselves. Now, was we ever going to say anything about this in public? No, absolutely not.
No, she brought it to TikTok, not y'all.
Wilson had 3 days to sit on this, and she said to herself, I'm going to do this. I'm going to control the narrative, and I'm going to go on the biggest platform on Jipverse, which is Sheena, and I'm going to talk 9 hours about this, 9 hours, from 7 p.m.
course
to
she did.
almost 3 a.m. about this.
Yeah.
And then I was done. And honestly, me and the girls that I am involved with, that's my friends, we have not slept, we've not ate. It's affected our home life. Like I mean,
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
I can
And we have
imagine.
never done any of this. Mama Cat never drove by her house. Never. We
Of
have
course she
never.
did.
We don't even know her children's name to call them. And we are grown ass women. We would never do that. Even if we thought these things about Wilson, we would never involve her children. And no one had her husband's number. No one ever did. And I will specifically say this. I am the one that gave Zombie Mom Wilson's number. The only thing that she did was put it in Google. It never gave her husband's number. No one called her husband. No one called her work a million times. This is absolute fucking
No, if they
fiction.
did, she'd
This
have it
is
by now
lies.
for
This
her
is
appeal, and she'd
lies.
post it. And that's what I'm
Lies,
saying.
lies,
No.
lies.
It's
And
just
it's
these people are
affecting
using
us.
this to again get clicks and views off of bullying y'all. Y'all are not the one who brought this to TikTok. She did it for 9 hours the other night. And if somebody
Yeah.
made calls to her work and she had to appeal her license, she has the right to get those calls and that call log. She would have posted it by now. And no lawyer, anybody else is going to say you can't do that. Yes, she can. Yes, she can. She can do whatever she wants.
And if it like and I will share it right now. And like I shared it in Discord just today this
Yeah, but
morning.
I wouldn't
I
do it. I'm going to tell you why. I
what?
do know that she's got an attorney and she plans on doing some suing.
Dreamer, babe, she doesn't have a license. It's not there.
She
It
doesn't have a
doesn't
license,
exist.
Dreamer. She doesn't
It
have a
doesn't
license.
exist. I promise you it doesn't. I
Her
wouldn't get up
middle
here and
name
say it
is
didn't if
not
it didn't.
Ann. Her
That's
middle name's
another
not
lady's.
Ann.
That was Bree called that lady. I mean, talk to her on the phone. And that's okay if she doesn't have a license, whatever. Maybe she still works in hospice. I don't know. I don't know anything about her. I don't even care about that. What pisses me off is that all these bitches are using you guys to sit up here and have prayer circles and get views and oh, woe is me and kumbaya so they can pick on y'all. And they have been doing it for the past 2 years, and everybody thought it was okay then, but now it's a big fucking TikTok crime. Get out of
I
here with that
agree,
bullshit. What's
Strawberry.
Sheena say? Miss me with that shit. Get out of
Yes,
here.
she did bring it. Um, she contacted Shayna. Shayna didn't know what she wanted, but what she wanted to talk about. But she had asked Shayna if she could go on her panel to talk about something where she feels safe. Um, Shayna had no idea what it
Right, I
was or that
agree.
it was going to blow up like this.
Aubrey,
And
yes, they did go live, but they were in a live that was private with friends. One of the friends decided to record it and send it to the friend that wasn't there. So yeah, I guess that's what happens when you think you have friends on TikTok.
And
So
I'll be honest with you, Cajun Navy Jen. So I've heard Aphrodite tell people, and I considered her such a fucking good friend. Like I really, like I talk to her every day, like every day, and Lucky one too. Like I talk to them every day. Like I don't have my own parents that I can go to. I'm a single mom by myself, and I did have a child on hospice almost 13 years ago. I remember that day very vividly. Like it's very like so. I did get connected to Wilson. It meant a lot to me. It meant a lot to me. And then when I hear that Zombie Mom is going to take the bait for all this, and all she did was just look up stuff on Google, and she was doing it respectfully, and that's all she did.
yeah,
I'm
but
and,
honey, that's just the thing. You shouldn't be looking up anything like that. You
and you're
shouldn't look
right,
up.
Dreamer. You're right. Nobody should be looking up anything, but let's not throw these girls on the fire like they are the only ones who have ever done this when every
Oh no,
creator,
there's a been.
Quiche,
Oh no, there's been others,
Mimi,
as
Sal's,
you
every
know, and I
single one of
know
them. That's what they built
personally.
their platforms on
No,
is digging up shit on people. It's
The only,
ridiculous.
I'll be honest, the only reason, and it wasn't going to go any further than our friend group because we have a group chat. It had Wilson in it. And it was just, and y'all don't know as much as we do, but it was just like, when you get that feeling and when somebody, like kids are very sensitive to women that have children or nurses. Like, I mean, it's a sensitive subject. And when you hear somebody say something about children that just is very off every day, like we've been hearing this for a while. We sat on it and we're like, well, maybe let's just give her the benefit of the doubt. And then the call or whatever was leaked and y'all had heard, it was because we had heard so much of Wilson saying like there is 4 or 5 kids dying. She even told us at one point, y'all. She even told us she had actively, and this is what got us get going. If anybody wants to know, because nobody spoke on it, this is what got us going. At one point, she was on TikTok talking to all of us, and she said, the morgue is pulling up, the police and the ambulance. I have a child that has already passed, and I got to get off here. Why are you on TikTok?
Wait a minute. Really First of all, the who was there for a child that was?
She said the morgue pulled up, the police and the ambulance.
Well, that's not how that works. That's not how any of that works. The funeral home picks somebody up when they are picked up from hospice, not the morgue and not the funeral and not an ambulance and not a sheriff. They stay there, and then the hospice, the hospice company calls the funeral home, and the funeral home comes.
She said this to me and Zombie, and I actually, and even if me and Peggy are not friends right now,
the morgue picks them up.
She said this. She said this to all of us in group. She really did. She said this all of us to group. She was like, I can't talk right now. I've worked this. This is what she said. I promise you. If y'all want to go, I don't care how much hate I get. I promise you that I don't care. I'll delete TikTok right now. I don't give a fuck. She said, I worked 17 hours. I have a dead child. And she said, I have the morgue here. I have police showing up and an ambulance. I gotta go.
That's not how that works. That's a fucking lie.
I
believe you, but that's not how it works when somebody on hospice dies.
That doesn't make no sense. Why would she say the morgue was there?
Yeah, the funeral home picked somebody up off hospice. It's already arranged.
No.
That's
I don't know why she said it.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That shows me right there, that she doesn't even know what the hell she's talking about. When somebody's on hospice, their arrangements are already made. That hospice agency knows who the funeral home is, knows where they're going. They come, they pronounce them, they call the funeral home. The funeral home says, we'll send somebody over. They come and they pick up the person who passed, and they take them to the funeral home to do whatever they need. The morgue doesn't pick them up. The ambulance doesn't come, and the sheriff certainly don't come. It's ridiculous.
Exactly.
I do this all day, every day. That never,
I
ever
knew that was fishy.
Taken all my life working in a nursing home.
You too, Bremer, you know.
Passed away. Never was a police there.
It's not funny to me.
Why would the police
It's not funny to me either.
I had a child. I have a 13-year-old in the next room beside of me. The next room beside of me, and my first baby. I had a miscarriage. My first go around, I had a miscarriage, and then with Elena, my daughter, I almost lost her. And then when she was born, I had to stay in NICU with her. And this is absolute facts. If anyone wants to look up my name or whatever, I'll give it to you. I don't care. This is facts. It was in Kingsport, Tennessee. I was there for 2 months with her in the NICU, and I stayed there by myself. And even I didn't have any family to come and give me breaks. The nurses had to.
I'm sorry you had to go through that.
No, and this is serious. Like, this is fucking serious.
Hold on, Audrey, I don't care if she thought she needed a passport to go to New Mexico. The first time you hold somebody's hand when they take their last breath, you never forget how it goes when they cart them off, much less the second, third, fourth, fifth. I've done 190 of them in this county alone. You don't forget what happens when you prepare somebody to be picked up by the funeral home.
This has never been funny to me. I never wanted to expose Wilson. I thought this on my own personal level because I've been there on my own personal level for 13 years. I did. And I never wanted this to be public. I never wanted to, even if I did think the way I did, and I still do, and I stand firm on that, I was never going to say anything out in public. Now, was our private life doxed or whatever? Yes, and I feel so terribly for that because I did not want to do that to Wilson because I mean, even if I thought the way I thought, I still was, like I would never do that to anyone. But she brought it to public. I did not. Zombie Mom did not. She brought it to the.
He brought it to public. Yeah.
It's weird that she would get on here, and in all the years you guys have known me, or any of you have followed me, and I do hospice every day, have you ever once heard me get on here and talk about who died today and how they carted them off? Never. Because I can't even get on TikTok when somebody passes. I'm mourning a loss of somebody that I got to care about and take care of and prepare and send off into their next life. I don't come and get on TikTok and go, guess what, the fucking morgue's coming. Who does that? Nobody who's held a hand of a person who's passed
and
away.
I know
Nobody.
that for a fact. I know that because I was in the hospital. And look, I mean, I don't have a lot of knowledge about a lot of things. I don't, but I go on gut instinct, and I do know for a fucking fact that my child, at least my oldest, not my son.
Billy, I was standing at the ER while I was there when I lost him, and my husband came up, and I had to meet him outside. I didn't know he had passed at the time. I was on TikTok, so yeah, you've seen it once in 2 years. So I'm sorry. I happened to find out a client died while I was on TikTok.
Wilson's husband or her children. No one did that to her. Like, I'm telling you guys right fucking now.
You're right, Audrey. They should have blocked them. They're sorry. That's why they did it. They did it amongst themselves. But if you're going to hold them responsible, then make sure all of you go to the other creators who have built their platforms off of doxing and digging into people's lives and making up lies and trying to destroy people. Make sure you go over there and tell them the same thing instead of just picking on these three girls.
This is not.
You know what? At this point,
funny.
Pasonic. At this point, my suggestion is use the block button.
Yeah, I did. But the thing's public, Dreamer. And it was. And I stayed quiet for 3 days, even when she was talking, because I was so sick to my stomach. I was like, this was never supposed to happen. Not at all. And we were never going to do this to her, even if she, like, I had my suspicions. I didn't know at the time that she was completely lying about it. I didn't know. I did not know. But now I do know for a fact that she is not a nurse. She's not a nurse, y'all. She's not. And she's not a hospice nurse for kids. And I have a whole fucking problem with someone saying they're a hospice nurse for dying children and they're not. Like, that's fucking personal. That's really fucked up.
I'm sorry.
Okay, sorry, calm down. Calm down, sweetheart.
It's not funny.
Calm down, child.
Calm down. This is my other suggestion. As long
It's
as you
not okay.
I know, honey, but please listen to me. Please listen to me. This thing has got way out of hand.
Yeah, it has.
It's been for the last 48 hours. It's crazy. My suggestion is you got them blocked, because one thing. When you see them going live and they're saying stuff about you, let me finish. Please let me finish.
Okay, sweetie.
And I know you want to defend yourself, but you'll keep it live. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I used to fight with a certain creator, and as long as I engaged with that person and stuff, it kept it alive. And they were making numerous fake accounts on there. It wasn't until I would just press block, and I didn't engage.
Exactly. You know what? I can't agree with Dreamer more. Have y'all ever seen me engage with them half-wits that sit here and talk about me all day? No, because those people do not affect my real life at all. Now, I can log off here and I don't even think about them. They don't affect my work. They don't affect my nonprofit work. They don't affect any part of my day. And they're not going to affect your day either. Block all the people that have something to say. They're using this for content. They don't care about that girl, Miller.
It's really messed up because, like, if you go to my platform, I have everybody, like, I've had my platform for 6 years and I have my personal family and friends on there. My platform right now is still private. You have to be my friend to I don't come on here to grift or make money. I don't even make my own lives half the time. I don't even care. And if I do, it's just to talk to my friends. And even, like, people that don't like me will actually defend me on that. Like, I don't do that. But what I do have a problem with is I actually did have a child that I didn't know if she was going to live the next day for 2 months. I mean, she was on I'm not familiar with medical terms, but she was on, like, a heart monitor, and it was like it was like, I don't know, Jen, maybe you can help me. She was on, like, an oxygen monitor if it go under 70. You know what I'm saying? And she got to every time it got to like 60 and under, it would beep really, really, really
Right.
loudly. And it was like it was so stressful because
I
we
can
didn't know if she was gonna
imagine.
have the next breath. And it like and so I gave Wilson that. Like I was like, man, like she does so much. Like it's so like she has the best job
I
in the world.
know.
Like she's a hero. And then to find out that she didn't do any of this. She didn't have this is a made up story. She made it up. She's not a nurse. She's not a hospice nurse. She's not. This
I
is
No.
don't.
fact.
Okay, this is my fifth theory on this.
You're,
I'm not gonna say she's not a nurse. I'm not gonna say she is a nurse. There's rumors saying that the license that she tried to produce, that the middle name is different. I don't know.
Dreamer, Bree called that lady who that license belonged to. She gave DJ Jeanette, from what I understand, the license number and the license. That license number belongs to a woman with a name just like hers, but a different middle name. Well,
Yes.
Bree looked her
Yes.
up. Bree got her on the phone and was like, hey, by the way, there's some crazy person on TikTok impersonating you and using your license. And the lady was very, very like grateful that she,
Yeah.
told her and everything. So that license number did not belong to her. Look, maybe she isn't a nurse. Maybe she works for hospice. I employ lots of people who work for me who work under hospice, and they do amazing work every day. And they're not nurses. You don't have to be a nurse to work under hospice and do hospice care, but it doesn't make them any less valuable. Maybe she felt like she had to make it up and brag. Who knows? I don't know. But the point is, these girls have already apologized, and everybody on TikTok is going over there and acting like, I mean, of the prayer circle I had to watch today, I almost wanted to die. I'm like, you built your whole platforms off of doxing people and being ugly to people on here, and you guys, and now we're praying to Jesus for these girls who held a private live and said something that got out. They didn't intentionally mean for it to get out. It was amongst a group of them, and one of their friends that they trusted threw them under the bus, and that happens on TikTok. They didn't intentionally mean for it to get out. It was amongst a group of them, and one of their friends that they trusted threw them under the bus, and that happens on TikTok. Because I'm in a bat of an eyelash, I promise you, they will bring you nothing but misery.
Not all of
But
them.
do not trust, not everybody, but 99% of the people will turn on you, and it's just the nature of
Okay,
this
I
app.
agree. I want to address something that's in the comments before. Number. Bray didn't just decide to call the number. It was in Shayna's live, and Wilson wanted to prove, quote, that she was a nurse and told Bree and them to call.
Right.
And I'll be honest, when I started having suspicions about it, and I don't look up anybody, and I even said this the other day, and like I gave, and I said this last night, so I will go back on it. Like I gave information that Wilson. So Wilson has my address. She does. She has my address, and then when I started getting suspicious, and I'll say this again, and Zombie knows this too. When Zombie's like, okay, like I don't feel the same way either. And Zombie does things with so much class. She really does. She was doing things with so like it was behind the scenes. It was never going to be at anybody's cost. It was not. I was the one. I was the one that gave Zombie Wilson's phone number, and the only thing that Zombie did was put her phone number in Google, and it all popped up with her name, her middle name, and like all this stuff. That's it. That no one called her work. No one called her
Well,
husband.
she's been fired.
Well,
She
but
didn't
so
from
she
her.
says.
She's been fired from her pretend job. Okay, great,
What?
wonderful.
Why would she be fired, Dreamer? What would she be
Right?
fired for?
I
I
don't know.
wouldn't have fired any of my
I'm just saying
employees if
it's been
some crazy
verified
person called
that she
asking
was put on
questions. I'd be like, yeah,
administrative
fuck
leave.
off.
According to Wilson,
Sure.
she was
That's
put on
not
administrative.
true.
It's
Let me
not true.
finish. Please let me finish. Administrative leave.
Never
Now,
have.
earlier
Never
in the
have,
life,
Sadie.
it said it was verified that she did lose her job.
That's not true, Dreamer. I swear to God, it's not fucking true.
Panasonic, please don't cry.
We'll
Because
find
number
out. If
one,
she has the
let's
proof,
say,
she'll put
let's
it
just
out.
say she is a nurse. Let's just say she's a nurse and she lost that job. Nurses are hard to find. Like I said in a box earlier, there's a great demand on of them, and that she can find a job almost immediately. And if she doesn't, it's because she's not looking.
I agree with you. I don't see why her agency would fire her because somebody called up there. I wouldn't fire one of my employees because some crazy person called up there. I'd be like, yeah, fuck off, and I'd file a police report for harassment. That's what I would do.
That's what my boss said. If they called here, he would do.
So, I mean, I wouldn't let anybody get one of my employees fired. And I have many employees. And if some crazy person called my agency talking crazy about one of my employees, I'd be like, yeah, let me just call the cops and file a report on you, you nut job. I wouldn't fire one of my employees because somebody called my work. I mean, why would she get fired?
Yeah, but the reality is a lot of people on the internet have lost their jobs over content that they have put on social media.
Right, that she put on. If she did something to go beyond the ethics of the a contract that she
Exactly.
Hey,
signed,
here's the
that's
bottom
on
line,
her.
Pasonic. No matter what the reason you had,
Yeah.
you were
Listen,
wrong. You should have
I didn't
never,
do it. I did not
ever.
call them. I
But let
never
me
did.
finish. Let me just, honey, I'm sorry. There's no excuse for looking up any kind of information on anybody.
And I
You
respect your
don't do
opinion.
that. There's
I do
no
respect your opinion.
justification for it.
I do respect your opinion, but this, can I say something opposed to that? Would you be willing to hear me out?
Of course.
When she got so close to us, and every day, not on just TikTok, but this is every day in our group chat that she's telling us she has 4 or 5 children dying and all these things. And then, like, it does mean something to me. It does mean something to me. It did. And I thought myself it was very suspicious. So I'm sorry, but it is public record. If you are dating someone or if you have friends with someone and you are even if it doesn't matter, you have the public right to look up anybody. But the thing
You
was,
know, it's not right. What is legal to do and what's right, there's two different issues.
Right to do it
And
too.
it's never okay. I don't care what she was saying in your chat room. It may have been wrong, and you could call her out for that.
yeah.
But what you don't do is search them out, go to their Facebook, go to their whatever to look for their information.
I
You
never
don't
did that,
do that.
Dreamer. I did not do that, person. I didn't. I never looked her personally on my own. Look, I'm not speaking for the rest of the girls. I've been speaking for all of us all day. If you're talking about me personally, I did not ever look up anything on her. Not nothing. I had my suspicions and I vocalized them to my friends because obviously it meant something to me. I mean, I've had a child that they had suspicions too. So whatever they did with the information, that's what they did. I never personally did anything with it. I did not. I did not. And I told Mandy that. I told Zombie Mom that. I told Cajun Navy Jen that. I told Lady V that. And I will stand by that. I never personally looked up anything. I never called anything. I didn't even Google anything on her. I did not. I just had suspicions. That was it, y'all. That was it on my part.
Okay, look, I'm not condoning anybody looking up people in real life or anything like that. I understand why y'all did. I'm not saying it's okay. What I'm saying at this point is, all these creators are making this their whole platform now. Like they are just angels, and they haven't built their platforms doing this exact same thing to people. Show these girls some grace. You've shown it to everybody else for the last 2 years. It's not the end of the world. If this girl is a nurse, she will get those calls. She will get those recordings of the calls to the
Thank you.
agency, and
Thank
she
you.
will show them, and she will show her license and everything else because she's already given her full name, where she lives, everything else. I guarantee if she's a real nurse, she'll get up here and she'll show her receipts, and then they'll have to eat the crow. It is what it is.
And
But
I
to
will
sit here
say
and
this because
crucify
I
them,
have nothing to hide. I'm in a custody case right now. I have a custody case going on the 27th. Wilson knows about this. My attorney's name is Adrian Collins in Wise County, Virginia, and he's backed me up 100%. And he looked up all this by himself, and he said this was not a case. This was never a case. So if y'all want, y'all can call his office. That's it.
Yeah, but honey, I understand how you may feel about her, but bottom line is, like I just told you, when you see them discussing it on panels, I know you want to defend yourself. Don't. Just press block. Don't engage. Because
Exactly.
the more you engage, the more you defend yourself,
Yeah.
the more this will blow over. This is going to blow over. It's the hot thing for
Yeah,
right now, but it will blow over. But
exactly.
if you're
Don't let
going
it
on
beat you up.
panels and panels to defend yourself, it's going to keep it alive,
Yeah.
and that's all
Thank
it's
you,
going to
Lady
do.
Starfall.
Good advice.
Exactly. Don't
Good
even
advice,
engage
Brenda.
with it. They'll find somebody else to annihilate in about 3 days. It's all they do. It's what they do. Don't let it bother you. Those, don't let it eat you up. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Good day.
It's just what these people do. I feel bad that they're ringing y'all through over the coals like
Bless
this
you.
silliness, having prayer circles.
So
Jesus.
please, honey, please do.
Listen, I want to say something to Dreamer
I know, right,
and
Amy Bone?
Cajun Navy Jen. Thank you all. I did get worked up because it does mean something to me.
Oh, I
Like
know.
I know for a fact that me and the rest of the girls in my group, we did not do. We did it with class. We did it discreetly, and we were not going to do this. We weren't. I think she realized within that private live that wasn't private, I guess, I don't know. I think she had a 3-day heads on us, and she thought maybe we were going to dox her, but we never were. And she got a heads up on it, and she was going to control the narrative. And
Yep.
with that being said, we weren't going to do this to her. And I do feel a type of way because I promise you right now, no one did that to her. No, she said that she was losing her marriage, her house, her like her kids was getting harassed. She lost her job, all these things, and I know for a fact that this did not happen between me and the girls that that. No, it did not happen. It did not happen.
Kiki,
You're such a follower.
thank
Not
you.
you. I'm
Somebody
talking
named
to
me.
Kiki in the comments. And why don't you
Well,
just
I
go
am
run over to
so
the other lives
tired.
and
Psychotic,
follow
can
the
I ask
herd?
you a question?
So tired of that. Ugh.
Who?
Psychotic,
Yeah.
I understand you're upset. I'm not coming up here to attack you.
Please don't because
I,
I've had enough. I
I,
really
I,
have had a
I'm
fucking
not,
enough. I
I'm
really
not,
have, Chloe.
I'm not coming up here to attack you. I'm just letting you know, as someone that was part of this group, what I heard on that live was very, very disturbing. Okay, you both, everyone in that friend group knows that I respect my privacy and I've worked really hard to maintain it. I am just trying to tell you this is a learning experience. What I heard in that live was really, really awful.
Do I
I
think that what was disturbing? Tell me.
It was
That
the
I
fact
called
I'm not
Wilson a
attacking
psychopath? I
you.
think she's a psychopath. Yes, I
Okay,
do.
but what I'm saying, Psychonic, is if you think
Oh
she's a
my god.
psychopath, you could have addressed it with her privately.
Okay.
I
I
don't
was
know the
going to,
name of the
but she
That's
person.
blocked
all
me.
I'm gonna say. That's all I'm
Chloe,
gonna say.
let's put it this way. Let's say you were having a private conversation with your friends. They thought this was a private conversation amongst friends. In a million years, I don't ever want anybody to publicly listen to me and my besties to have a conversation because I
What
just
it
don't want
was,
them to. So
listen,
let's hear
I
your
put
private conversations and see how
Me and
great they
Mandy
are.
talk
what
about
it
stuff
was.
all the
Exactly,
time.
Jen.
I mean, come on. I always
We
Mandy,
tell,
just had a live.
like it's like when the Trump thing happened and he wanted to grab a pussy or something. And I was like, do you know what girls say? If you ever say you want to sit over a bottle of wine with me and my girlfriends and hear the shit that comes out of our mouth, like, you know what I mean? That's the same example.
Right?
Like, you
Mandy,
don't know when you think you're having a private
I'm here.
conversation,
Mandy,
you
they
are
would they
saying things.
honestly, Mandy, they would hate to hear our
What?
conversations, would they not?
I know. And see, the thing was, I made it a private live and I invited Wilson and Aphrodite too. I didn't even know
Yeah, she didn't
what was
know.
I.
So when
I
we
had no idea
no,
because
here,
I
okay,
just
I
got on
here's
know.
what
TikTok.
happened. Here's what happened. It
I
wasn't
sure
a
did.
it
See, I
wasn't a
didn't
public
know.
live. It was not a public live. And I heard Wilson
Yeah,
say
but let
there
me
was
tell you something about.
380
Yeah, let me
something
explain
people
something
in
about
there.
private lives. They're not really private.
They
You
didn't
go
know that,
private,
Dreamer.
and it's
They
just
thought
your.
they were talking amongst girlfriends. That's what I'm saying. They thought it
You,
was just them
yeah,
that
but
could hear.
okay, let me explain something. If you go private, right, and it's just your followers, that's fine and dandy. However, they got followers that will show them what live they're in, and they can follow them over. So it's never truly private. Private.
They thought just them four could hear it.
Okay,
Yeah.
Mandy, can I say something real quick? Because Katie's wanting me over there. I
Yeah,
guess
I know
she's
who does.
holding a live, but I will say this, and I'm going to stand on it because I love me some Dreamer, I love me some Cajun Navy Jen, and I love me some Mandy.
Well,
I
we
all
love
day
you.
long. I respect y'all
Yeah, we've
with the
been supposed
utmost
to go to
respect.
Katie's live 30 minutes ago.
It's fine,
Go
but
ahead.
I want to say this. I want to say this in the utmost respect to anybody that's actually willing to listen. I do have a daughter that is almost 13, and I was a single, and I'm still a single mom. It's fine. It's fine. But when I remember those days when I was in the not ER, but it was like the NICU, and I
Yeah.
stayed 2 months with her, and she was 2 pounds 11 ounces because my scar tissue overcame most of my placenta. I didn't even know that at the time. Like I was young. I was like really young. And I didn't even she was on a heart monitor and she was on a breathing machine, and I didn't even know nothing about this because I don't know nothing about nursing. I don't. And I just know that when we was in Kingsport, Tennessee, and we was in the NICU, and they said when she drops below 70, and my
Mm-hmm.
daughter's name was Elena, and they were like, when Elena drops below 70, then that's when the monitor would go off and stuff.
Right.
And like I remember those days I sat in the rocking chair without eating, without sleeping. It went 2 hours because at one point I had to stop breastfeeding because she was so small. And they were like, no, we're going to put her, I think, like, Jen, can you correct me if I'm wrong? It's called Neosure.
Yeah.
Neosure. So we had to put my daughter on Neosure, and we had to stop the breastfeeding. And because she was just so she went from 3 pounds 11 ounces to 209 with just me
Wow.
breastfeeding, and she was actually losing weight from me
Yeah.
breastfeeding her.
Yeah.
So they said no, they stopped it. They stopped my breastfeeding, and I ended up being like septic because of it. I ended up getting septic because I had to stop breastfeeding all of a sudden, like just without it. Like I ended up getting septic, and I ended up being hospitalized with my daughter. So
Well,
they had to put her on Neosure, and at one point they didn't think she was going to make it. So
yeah.
when we welcomed Wilson, I welcomed her with open arms, absolutely, with
Yeah.
her job. But
You were hurt, and I understand.
yeah,
You looked up to her because you have been through your child being on hospice, and
yes,
and hospice
I
is
know, but you
something that
still do not look them up.
most people. I think they all agree on that, Dreamer. I think that they're just saying,
yeah,
they
I
were
agree
doing
with
it
that.
privately amongst friends as they thought. That wasn't the case. They didn't mean for anybody else to ever hear it. They thought it was just them four that could
Yes,
hear this. They weren't trying to hurt her publicly. They didn't realize other people could hear it, and they did. And they're
yeah,
sorry that happened. That wasn't their
yes,
intention, but what are we going to do about it now?
You
I mean,
can't.
you can't move
exactly.
forward. That's right. Exactly. That's all you can do, guys.
That's
You,
all we can
Jen,
do.
Yeah.
look at you. You have moved forward to all the lies and the BS they say about you,
Yeah, I don't pay
and
attention to it.
they
Thank you.
haven't
I
run
love you,
you
by the
off.
way. No, they're not going to, because they don't affect my real life. You know what I mean? And they're not going to,
Right,
these people aren't
right,
going to affect y'all's real life. So
right,
you just
right.
keep yourself surrounded by good people. That's what I did. People that I trusted and people that know me better than all the bullshit that goes around and know me in real life. And that's all that matters. The people that
But
really
But
care
I'm
the
still
about
only
going
you.
to
thing that
stand up for you.
Yeah.
the
I'm
only
still
thing that makes me sick to my like the
Charlie,
only
I
thing
do
that
not going
not
to
makes
drop
me
shut
you.
you up.
The only thing that makes me sick to my absolute core is because we actually we're going to keep this absolutely private.
I
And
know.
I promise you, I promise, even if y'all don't like me or agree with me, it's okay. Y'all don't have to. Y'all don't even have to believe me, but I promise y'all, no one called her work or her husband or tried to get her to lose her job or her house or her husband or her kids.
I
No,
believe you.
no, we never did that.
I
We
believe
never
you.
did that. We never,
I,
never did
I
that.
believe,
I
I
believe you,
believe that.
100%. I'm not going to keep y'all on here. I know Katie's waiting for y'all. I mean, just hang in there. You guys are going to be fine, and just know that there are people here who support you. And just don't worry about what everybody else says. Let them make their little lives. Let them have their prayer circles. Let them just talk. And
Oh,
if
that
they're,
was
Oh,
ridiculous.
but I
Don't
want to
worry.
say one
I
more
know
thing, and
they'll be on to
You know
I
somebody
what?
want to
She's
say,
else.
got me blocked, but I heard about it,
I want
and
to
I just
say
had to
Me
thank.
bust. I
I
could
want
too.
to
not
say
believe
thank
it.
you to Dreamer. I want to say thank you because Dreamer doesn't have to agree with anything. You know how Dreamer is. She's going to
I
have her
know.
own opinion,
I
and
know.
Cajun Navy Jen will have her own opinion. Mandy is my friend, but she also has her own opinion. But I will say this: this has affected me and Zombie and
I
Katie,
know.
like, and all of us. We would never do this to this lady.
I know.
Even if we thought this about her,
I
we
believe
would
you.
never get it. Even if we didn't think she had a job, because I still don't. I don't think she ever was a nurse. I swear to God, like in my heart and soul, I don't think she was ever a nurse.
I believe that you didn't do
So,
this intentionally. I do believe
yeah,
all of you. I've talked to
yeah,
most of you, and I do believe that. So
yeah.
I don't think you meant to hurt anybody or meant for
No.
this to ever get out. And I don't think most people would have even known had she not gone on live for 9 hours. So it's almost like she wanted everybody to know about it. It's very strange, but
I think she was
go.
trying to get a hold of the game, and there was no game
Mhm.
to be hold of.
Right.
The only thing that we were trying to discuss privately, because she got close to us as a group every day, like when you're a part of a group discussion every day and she's talking to us privately, as
Right.
in like personally, and you start looking up things and you're talking amongst yourselves about the same person that those other people know, that you all may not know. You all don't know the whole facts. Y'all don't. We weren't going to bring this publicly. She made it public because she thought that maybe she was going to get a hold of the narrative before we got it, before we did.
Agreed. I agree
But
with
we
you.
did not ever discuss on it to be public. We just wanted to move away from Wilson. We just wanted to get away from it and not be friends with her. But she thought in her head that maybe, possibly, that we would expose her. So she wanted to go on one of the biggest platforms that she thought, which would be Sheena's, and give Sheena a million different things to go on there and talk about it for 9 hours. And I really want to say this. I I told Mandy yesterday, I said, I'm not going to go up there with Keish because Keish had talked a lot of shit about me and Katie and a lot of us, talking about we wanted to her to lose her job. We didn't want her to lose her job
We're
because
just doing
in
it for
our
clicks
no,
and
hold on.
views. It's just something
We
to talk
didn't want her
about.
to lose her job because in our hearts was she didn't have a job. She didn't even have a job. Like, that's crazy.
I got to jump
So,
down because my son needs me. I just want to say, look, I love you girls. You just hang in there. Don't let this bother you. Dreamer, I just
Okay, thank
absolutely
you
love
for
you.
being
And
here.
my sweet friend over here below me, I love you so much. Call me when you get off. Bye. Bye, guys.
bye, Jen. Thank you.
Thank you, Mandy, for having me up. Miss Linda, you know how I feel about you.
You're
I love
welcome.
you.
It is, But Mandy, thank you for having me up, girl.